Hey there, I'm Richard Matharoo. It's Thursday, that means Free Coaching Thursday, where I answer your questions about building a business using the internet. I've got 2 questions that I really want to dive into today. I'll be back with the answers in a second. Okay, so question number 1 came to me about 3 days ago now via email, and it was asking if I would work with someone for free. Like, can you give me your course? Can you give me your time? Can you give me your knowledge? And then when it becomes profitable, me applying that knowledge, I'll then pay you for that service. Now, that's a non-starter right from the beginning, and I'm going to explain why that is. Now, I think a lot of people, when they ask that question, they're only viewing it from their own point of view. It's like, I don't have any money. This guy or girl says that they can help me make money. So if that's the case and they know that it works, do it for free and then I'll pay you. So they'll get the money and I'll get the results. Why wouldn't they want to do that? Let me explain that to you. So if you're ever put in this position, you can answer this question the same way if you like. Or if you're thinking this right now, hopefully it'll help you move past it and get the help and the results that you need. So reason number one, I've invested a lot of money in coaching, a lot of money in my education, and I continue to do so. And I believe on countless occasions, the very reason that I'd stretched myself financially to make that investment in the coaching or the course was one of the major pulls for me sticking to it and applying it and using it. Like, I got a family, I got a wife and a daughter. I do everything that I do online and build a business for them. I don't want the feeling of letting those people down who mean a lot to me, because I invested our family's money into something and then didn't follow through with it. So I just, that's not an acceptable standard for me. That's not something that I would do. So I know that once I've made that financial investment, that in itself is going to push me to be far more focused and take whatever information I'm receiving far more seriously right from the get-go. Like, my wife and I used to she's working downstairs today, that's why I keep pointing like this. My wife and I used to own a health club business. And for like really close friends and family, we'd give them a free membership. And they were the worst attendees of that health club, hands down. Because they just didn't respect it. They can take it or leave it. There's no loss to them. There's no fear of missing out. There's no urgency. It's free. I can take it or I can leave it. And that's the same with free information. When you have free information, you can take it or leave it. And you can use it or not. You can apply it or not. So it isn't very good for the person whose time you're taking when you're not taking it seriously. And it also isn't very good for you because you're not taking it as serious as you could do by investing in yourself. That's part of the growth, is forcing yourself to make that uncomfortable decision. Second of all, you can't rely on other people. I never ever put my business in the hands of somebody else's decision. It's just not useful. It just doesn't compute to me to make sense to do that. If I can control my income, the growth, the time that I spend with my family, the numbers of people that I can help, why would I take those important things and put it in the hands of somebody else? Like, if I'm taking time from my business and then giving that I'm being paid for and giving it to someone for free, that for me is almost negligent. Like, why would I want to do that? Like, that information is available for everybody. Why should I give special treatment to someone other than another? And that brings me to the next reason. Like, every single person, I got thousands of customers and clients. They've all paid me for the information and they've got a great deal. They've generated results. They've generated great results. Why would I be disrespectful to them and give somebody something for free that they've had to pay for? Because who knows what their background is? Who knows what pain and uncomfort they had to come through to make that purchase? I don't want to be disrespectful. It's just, you never see my stuff on sale. Like, the price that it is launched at is the lowest it's ever going to be. It only goes up from there with inflation and as I add value and increase the content, right? So the lowest is the beginning and then it always goes up from there. No one will ever be able to buy anything of mine for less than it came out with. If there's ever in the future I decide to do some kind of deal like that, I'll be giving a heck of a lot of bonuses to the people that have already bought. I just don't think it's ethical. And if you stand behind your content, you stand behind it. It doesn't need to be discounted. So that's my answer to that question. So I said this to this person. I said, listen, I've got thousands of pieces of content out there for free that you can use. But when it comes to me investing actual time, personal time, it's negligent for me to do that in my business because I'm going to be reaching less people by taking time away from my business. I don't know if you're actually going to apply it because I don't know you that well, Also, I'm doing you a disservice by showing you something that is for free, which has a lot of value to it, and you're not going to respect that because you haven't stretched and paid for it. I'm taking that indecision away from you, so I'm removing the opportunity for you to grow. And also, I will never ever disrespect my customers by giving something away for less than what they've invested. It's a level playing field, or you don't play at all. That's my attitude towards that. So I hope that's helped. The next question is kind of different, but I liked it. Someone said to me, Richard, how many times did you start a business before being successful? So it depends on your definition of success. Like the first time that I ever went into business, I remember, I'll tell you the story, it's an interesting story. I used to work as a fitness instructor, and I knew straight away there was no real room for growth. The business I was working for, the owners were lazy, they let me do all the work, they weren't paying me very much at all, and I just wasn't respected or valued. So I knew I wanted to do the same thing but for myself elsewhere. So I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll start personal training. I'll get some experience of training people by myself outside of this comfortable environment and see how I go with that. So my wife was a waitress at the time, an Italian restaurant, and her boss, he was looking for a personal trainer. She said, I'll set you up to have a chat with him. Okay, great. So I was getting about £100, maybe just over £100 a week. It's like $150 a week at the time, not much. And I put this personal training package together, which totaled £400. And I went right down to him just doing one session for like 20 or 30 pounds, like 40 or $50. I felt almost apologetic and embarrassing talking about that level of money. Like 4 times, like a month's worth of money for me in my job in just one little, here's a check or here's some money, right? I went through the spiel. I was like, and it's like this much. He ran up to £400. He's like, yeah, sure. He wrote me a check for £400. He gave me, he went, I'll see you on Monday. And off he went back to work. I was like, I walked outside. I tried to play it cool, like, okay, cool, yeah, see you on Monday. My legs were like shaky. I walked outside. I had my wage packet from the job for £100 and some in my hand for a week's worth of work. And I had £400 in my other hand for an hour's conversation. And I was like, okay, there is something in this business thing that is now sucking me in, and I believe I can do it. If I can do it once, I can do it 1,000 times. I just got to figure out how to do it better. And that set me on the entrepreneurial way of building a business. Now, there were many ups and downs. You know, that personal training business generated enough income for me and my wife to purchase a gym, and we started to run that gym. Now, I would say I was financially successful at that point. There were times when we had like hundreds of members who would pay, and there were times when I had checks and cash in my pocket that was more than I ever made in 6 months in my original job. I just have it in my pocket. We go buy a holiday. I'm like, I bought a car. I took some money in my pocket. I was like, I'll buy a car with that. I was stupid. I didn't know what I was doing. But financially, I was successful. But I was working 80, 90 hours a week. My health was deteriorating. My mental health was deteriorating. I was extremely stressed being surrounded by people all the time. I like a bit of space in my life. I never had that. Everywhere I went, somebody knew me. I was unhappy. And that business started to hit difficult financial times with the recession. I trusted some people I shouldn't have done. That was my own fault, but it backfired. And we lost it all, ended up 50 grand worth in debt. Learned some valuable lessons. Looking back, was it successful? Yes, because I learned a heck of a lot. And I don't make mistakes twice. So I learned so much going through that journey. But even at the time when I had all that money, some people were calling me successful all the time. I definitely didn't feel it. Whereas now, we generate a lot more income than I used to do in the business that I build. But I would say that we're successful because we have the time freedom, and I also have the ethics to want to share that with other people. Like when I used to teach health and fitness, I wanted other people to benefit, but really I wanted to make a sale of a gym membership. That was my focus because we had such large overheads. I had to make it work. Now when I create videos like this, you know, sometimes we sell stuff, sometimes we don't. It doesn't make a difference to me. What really drives me is I know that the knowledge that I've accrued over these past 20 years in business, in fact, 20 years I've been in business now. I've got a lot of knowledge and a lot of actual in-the-field experience that I know you can benefit from. I've made mistakes that you don't have to make. I've been through pain that you don't have to face. I've had to risk losing a property. You know, I've had to drive a car back into a dealership because I couldn't afford to fuel it anymore. I've had to see everybody else's life moving on and not my own. I started a network marketing business and had people laugh in my face and people cut me out of their lives because I was marketing it the wrong way. You know, I've experienced death and loss and health issues and mental health issues and all these things that happen in real life that you will face as well. And I would like to think that when you watch my videos, at least you feel you have a partner in it. You have at least one other person that's like, oh my goodness, they do understand. I'm not abnormal. This is how it can be. But also I can kind of smooth out the crinkles. I wouldn't want to make it extremely smooth for you because a couple of different bumps keep you in check. But I definitely don't want you to have to keep on doing this like most people do without the knowledge that I share. So that's my answer. Success means a lot of things to a lot of different people. For me, it means the ability to generate enough money to do what you want to do in life, to be able to give back to others because of the things that you've gained, and most importantly, have the time to be able to invest in the people and the places and the memories that you want to invest in. I would consider myself successful now, although it's this much success with the potential that is available to each and every one of us. So I'm excited about this journey, and I hope that kind of little speech that I've given you, that answer there, has excited you as well. Hey, if you're even one rung on the ladder, if you just keep climbing by the right people, the right knowledge and the right application, you'll get to that point of whatever success means to you. So that's long enough today for our free coaching Thursday. 2 very different questions. I hope you gained something. Did you get something more from one than the other? I'd love to know. I'd love to know which one you gain the most from, so I can tailor the content in future to be what you want to hear and see. Stick that in the comments beneath there. If you've got anything to say, in fact, stick it in there. If you like the video, then like the video. And if you're like, okay, I want to do something in my business, where can I get some practical information? You can go to richardmatharoo.com. There's 2 things I want to give you over there. Both are free. You'll see them on the homepage, 2 little buttons for you there. Pick the one that makes most sense to you. You'll see a lot of value over there for free. Go create a day in life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. And I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now.